Big exclusive. If you didn't know, that one was for you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Ain't Money Experience podcast, unlike any other tarao, like they say in the yay. That's the bait for all y'all that ain't in the mix. But how's everybody's week been going? Shout out to everybody tuned in. If you are tuned in, make sure, I know how you like to see little light children not get hurt, but topple over if you will. But ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to see you here for another week. If you're tuned in, make sure you give a hey, a what up, hit it nine so I can make sure I acknowledge you. Love everybody that always stay tuned in. But how's everybody's week? My week it's been a little work, been whooping my ass. But one thing I will say is that I've been changing my routine up at night. So I started reading, doing little word puzzles and stuff like that, keeping the mind sharp. Nigga even went to sleep early the other night. I see why old people be feeling good in the morning, because they're going to bed. I think I went to bed about 11 the other night. I ain't even see the 11 o'clock news, which is constant if you really know me. But hope everybody is enjoying their Thursday evening. You know, this is the unofficial start to the weekend. And you hate the news? Damn, hater. Hi, hater. But no, hope y'all enjoying the last bit of summer. It's to the point where it's starting to get cold in the morning. My mom used to say, when it get cold at night and cold in the morning, that's how you know school in the air. So definitely make sure your hoodies is in good condition. If you rocking the last couple joints from last year, get you some new ones to throw in the mix as well. Ladies, don't steal your man good hoodie. Take one of the old ones. But y'all know how I like to do. Shout out to the most dangerous podcast network in the world. The Big Exclusive Network. If you got an idea you want curated, you need a home, or you want your podcast, simultaneously casted while you doing your thing over here, you want a little home over there, come over to Big Exclusive Network. Also, if you are here right now, make sure you check out A Safe Space for Men with my guy, Ron Harrison, Delano Harrison, Philip Banks, whenever the nigga's calling himself today. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. They clipped my man episode from last night, but it was a good one. His last episode of the season. He's going to be taking about 2 months off, I believe he said. He'll be joining us a little later, but he said he want to take about 2 months off, and then he want to come back with some bangers for y'all. But also, I was looking for it the other day, but word on the street is the Big Exclusive podcast is supposed to be making a return with my guy, Big Exclusive, Angry OG, and Top Flight. If you know the show, you know it's going to be some real shit. They're going to go off the rails at some point, but it's always a good time. Definitely make sure y'all check that out. Can't wait for that to return. But if you would like to be a co-host on the Ain't Money Experience, make sure you inbox me. You want your business highlighted. If you want to be a sponsor, make sure you get all that information over to me. And Rockmore on Facebook, on Instagram, the Ain't Money Experience. But before we go any further, a word from our sponsors. I saw a little heart. Who threw that heart up there? I was clicking back and forth. Don't be shy. I know y'all out there. But without further ado, let's jump into that. If it bleeds, it leads, ladies and gentlemen. So my candidates have been a little well behaved this week, so I don't really have too much bashing. Donald Trump, you can see his insecurities are definitely starting to show. Ryan, you're not up here, but your man is in bad shape. With that being said, Sir King Ant Money 2024, standing on business, making America better than it's ever been, ever before. But y'all see my Donald Trump hands? Make America better than it's ever been, ever before. The best America as America could be. Hey, yeah, you can come up, good brother.
Yo, I'm so glad you said something about Uncle Donnie spinning out of control. Yo, Ron Uncle is coming to the grip. He's coming to terms with the fact that he gonna lose and he gonna lose bad, bro.
You
He's
know what?
spiraling.
The momentum at first, I was like, but just his tactics is not. It's not looking good for him. I mean, as a wait a minute. Well, welcome, Auntie Sugar and Auntie Sugar. I want you to stay around for Lounge Talk because I definitely got some interesting topics that I would like a lady's opinion on. But then
Yeah, I saw that too. I can't wait for that segment, bro.
But I got a fire wine cooler topic before. Well, actually, it's more like just two Lounge Talk topics. But yeah, Donnie is spiraling out of control. He's getting to the point where his party talking to him, and they like, "Yo, chill out." He not even listening to that. Donnie,
Man, Fox News tried to help him. They turning on him. Yo, he cutting and pasting the same talking points he used for Joe Biden that just aren't relevant to Kamala Harris. Like, in no point did I think that he was going to fall apart this fast, bro. I thought it was going to happen. I kind of felt it was going to happen after the election.
I had it after a debate, yeah.
Dog, a debate is going to be worse, so much worse, bro.
I mean,
she's real live a litigator. So
if I was him, I would get sick on the day of every debate and just rock out like that. Stay sick for a day, come back, stomach bug. Oh, I think I had COVID. Cause I don't think it's in his best to debate her at this point. But wait, no. Too early, Auntie Sugar. I want to wait a little bit till we get into the Lounge Talk first. But producer, drop my first post, please. Rest in peace to famous Amos. Wally Famous Amos, an entrepreneur who founded the cookie brand Famous Amos. He passed away at 88. Rest in peace. And I talked a little bit about this on Ron's show yesterday. If you are an entrepreneur, I would advise that you look into his story because, I mean, it was sad the way his business, because of bad deals, was basically squandered away from him. And, I mean, Famous Amos, if you black, Famous Amos is near and dear to you. If you grew up in the hood and you black, inner city at all, you know Famous Amos. Famous Amos was some of the first cookies that I stole out the Poppy store.
Man, they was probably one of the first cookies you had with real chocolate chips and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was a store out west around the corner from the church that I went to called Dewey's, dirtiest store in the world. And the Famous Amos cookies was always stale, but I still bought them. But shout out to him. Rest in peace. Prayers out to his family. I mean, I watched something a couple years on him, and it was like the saddest shit you ever want to see. I hate to see like people that have done great in our community go out bad. And it's like, damn, we gotta come together a little bit better as a people and take care of our own. But you know what? Because I want to hold on to that fight one until Ryan get up here. So we're gonna skip that one for now. And can you pull up the one with Floyd?
Floyd, nigga, I'm sitting all in your shit, nigga. Hit range, nigga, this my shit, nigga. I'm gonna take your shit, nigga. Feel me? Yeah. I really would. I could really take your shit right now. I'm inside. Oh, you can't even land this moldy ass cabana. What the fuck? Yeah.
Now, people, we gotta be a little bit smarter than that. Breaking into a celebrity's crib is one thing. I mean, it's one of his other homes, so it might not have been as tightly secured. But come the fuck on. Why would you record it and post it where people can see it? We gotta be a little bit smarter than that. Wow. People, come on, let's just be a little bit smarter than that. But that part where she was in his car and his little bungalow thing, that was pretty entertaining. But producer, my next post, please. Producer, next post, please. Hey, yo, producer.
Yo, my bad. My computer froze. I just got it.
I said,
my shit froze up. My bad.
Look, I tried to use a different voice and everything. Yo, producer.
My bad. I got you.
All right. As a matter of fact, you can stay right there because I actually am going to ask this question to you. Hip hop has turned 51. I believe this was August like 3rd or 4th. Can't quite remember, but one of those days. But hip hop, 51 years old. Now, my first question, what's the oldest hip hop song you can remember hearing?
Rapper's Delight. I said the hip hop. Hip to the hip to the hip.
Okay. What was the first rap song like that was current at the time that you discovered it that you knew the words to, like all of
them? Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice. It's the first album I actually ever bought with my own money.
Okay.
Doggy Style.
Because that was gonna be my next question.
And it was a tape. Like it wasn't an actual record. It was a tape. And it was a bootleg tape. I got it for $5 off the stand on Lancaster Avenue in West Philly.
Nice. Lancaster Avenue, definitely. Lancaster Avenue, 52nd Street. Because if I couldn't find it on one, I was going to the other.
I wanted that album so bad. I played cards, and as soon as I won enough money to go buy it, I left the card game and ran straight up to the Ave and bought that tape. I mean, I played that tape until my tape popped, like literally, and then taped it back together and kept it playing.
People didn't know about that trick. I discovered.
Yeah, they don't know about that. Yeah.
So the first song that I can remember, like memorizing word for word, was Nothing But a G Thing. I remember my pop. The way he used to go to work, he would give me a ride, drop me off, and then he would hop on the L, come back and get his car. But Nothing But a G Thing would play every morning on the radio. And I just remembered the words then when I would go over my grandma's house on the weekends that my parents worked. My older cousin was playing it. So it was just constantly, like they was big Snoop and Dre fans. So that was the first song I can remember knowing the words to. The first album I ever bought would be Jay-Z Volume 3. That's the first one I bought. First one I bought with my own money was actually Nelly, Country Grammar.
You know, it's crazy. Thank you again for making me feel old as dirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate you and your attempts to make me feel decrepit.
The funny thing is, I was driving on 95 the other day when I was coming back from Philly, and I saw Luda is performing at a casino, and I was like, damn. He hitting a point that Luda is a legacy act. And I was like, damn, that's wild.
You know what? I want to say something while we on the topic of hip hop turning 51. And it's pertaining to our culture.
Okay.
I really be feeling some type of way when I see these country acts, rock acts, alternative acts, EDM, whatever the case may be. They're able to tour and still do very big venues for the life of their career. I mean, Kiss, Def Leppard, they're all like still touring the world. And for some reason, this thing happens in hip hop where once you have maybe, you know, that successful inaugural album, some hip hop artists get 2 albums, Some make it to 3 or 4. But at a certain point, for some reason, our artists are relegated to themed concerts, old school, back in the day, 80s, 90s, 2010s.
Yo, Ryan.
Because rap is one of those things that's mental. It's not like you're an athlete, right?
Right.
Where once you lose a step, your career pretty much over. Rap is one of those things that's mental. As long as you still have the, like, I just heard LL. Matter of fact, salute to LL. But you know who been killing shit on their Instagram?
Who?
Redman. Bro, Redman still killing shit. Method Man
It's
still
cool.
killing shit.
It's cool, but I don't know. Like I feel like with where I am now with rap, I gotta be in certain moods for certain things, and I'm glad that rap is at that point. So it's like most of the time when I be seeing Redman posts, I don't really be like in the mood to read it. I mean to watch it at that point. Like I don't know, it just catches me at a weird time. But actually, I saw it's this one site, Philly Rewind, and they've been doing these little segments. And they had a segment on Miss J today, and they were saying how Miss J actually got signed to Timbaland's label without a demo, and she actually had a feature from Jay-Z on that album. And it was like at the time it was rare for anybody to get a feature that wasn't on Rockefeller. But I've always felt that, and I've gotten crazy looks every time I see it. But Miss J, to me personally, was the second greatest female rapper of all time. The only person I've ever put over Miss J was MC Light. And I put that on the post. She commented it and was like, honestly, I could see that because MC Light was always my favorite rapper of all time. But that's what I'm calling.
See, for me, I'm such a fan of lyrics and lyricism that whenever I see Red post something, I got to stop and listen. Whenever I see Meth or anybody that I say come from that golden era of hip hop, decide to bless us with a verse, I stop, I pay attention, because I know I'm going to get that nostalgia. But at the same time, it's like, yo, these people still got it, and they're relegated to a subgenre of hip hop and a subgenre of touring, which kind of irritates me because I be feeling like, yo, not too many people out there today, currently, that's on the top of the charts, give a better show than Meth and Redman.
Them niggas over ain't trying to hear that shit. Producer, put up my next topic, please.
There you go. you trying to run around ski.
If you see me, you know what's up. But yo, shout out to the US. I mean, the rugby team, the women's gymnastics, the men's gymnastics, women's and men's basketball, just the whole US. Shout out to Simone Biles being a GOAT. This picture is so dope. And I watched the Olympic closing ceremony, and the French just continue to be weird as shit. But yo, I just want to say, I mean, it was funny because I even see some MTEPs being, some HOTEPs being patriotic. It's something about the Olympics that bring us back together, and then we could just go back to fighting afterwards. But America held it down, tied for the most gold medals in the Olympics at 40, but overall brought the most medals home. And this picture is epic. This picture is dope. It is so many black people in this picture that were, from what I saw, the main components to most of the medals won, and it just felt good. It just felt good to show the world that we are it. I mean, we got some shit with us, but I'd rather not be in any other country in the world. But
I mean, the takeaways for me is gymnastics led by Simone Biles, the men led by LeBron James.
Give Jordan Childs her bronze medal back.
I second that. Asia Wilson leading women's basketball.
My baby.
Sha'Carri Richardson, and then my girl Ray Gun with the break dancing.
Oh no, we got Reagan. We got Reagan. You know what? Since we're
What
here,
Auntie Sugar says, shout out to all the old school hip hop legends.
all
So
right.
drop the old
Wait.
school. Shout out to the hip hop legends. You ain't gotta say old school.
Wait. Since you want to give a shout out to hip hop legends, I want to introduce you to a new school hip hop legend. Producer, play them both back to back.
You got it, sir. When you sent it to me, bro, it literally sent me.
So imagine you from Australia and you done lied on your Olympics application and said that you knew how to break dance. You seen some old 80s highlights and said, I could do that. Now you on the world stage with a golf outfit on, hyping yourself up in your head talking about toe tap, hitting with the spin, climbing in the circle, hands on my chin. Bunny, rabbit, kangaroo, one of those two. I got moves, so what you gonna do? I'm a worm, y'all.
Probably seen this Olympic breakdancer going viral everywhere. But 36-year-old Ray Gun here is actually a PhD, and her journey to breakdancing glory may have all been a fluke. See, Ray Gun's actual name is Rachel Gunn, and she has a legitimate PhD in cultural science, where she researches and lectures on the cultural politics of breakdancing. But the question is, how do you go from being a professor to competing on the world stage? Well, here's where a weird loophole came in. See, when the Olympic Committee was looking to bring breakdancing into competition, they had no idea how to judge it. So they outsourced the breakdancing qualifications to a third party called the World Dance Sport Federation. Now, they don't know anything about breakdancing either. In fact, they wanted ballroom dancing to be the sport that went to the Olympics. Since they didn't know anything, they outsourced other smaller orgs local to each country. In the case of Australia, where Ray Gun is from, an organization called the Australian Breaking Association got the call. Now here's the catch. Ray Gun, being a thought leader in this space, had her hand in selecting the contestants. All the breakers in the country were ranked by a selected group of veteran dancers, and Gunn was ranked first by that group. She was able to compete for a spot in the Olympic qualifications, and her amongst all the other Australians were like in the 40th, 50th ranks. They did not do well. But because of the dysfunction in the leadership within the country, she somehow came on top as their highest scorer. She had a leg up and then went and did a routine in the Olympics that scored a 0. Other breakers from Oceania have been pissed and have been making it known. So I'm not hating on her at all. Competing for your country is awesome, but what do you
A 0 is crazy.
Shout out to Ray Gun. She made a complete fool out of herself, and I enjoyed it. First of all, I believe that breakdancing will not be coming back into the Olympics. They already kind of put the early what's going to go out. I believe they're supposed to be bringing baseball back, and we will have flag football in the next Olympics. Was there anything a little different that you wouldn't normally watch that either one of you gentlemen watched in the Olympics this year?
First of all, Ryan, what up with you, boy?
What's up, yo? What's happening, everybody?
Breakdancing, bro, and I couldn't for the life of me understand. Australia has YouTube. They have the internet, and first of all, nobody was about to beat the Asians or the Americans. First and foremost,
yeah, them Asians take it seriously.
It is the whole, not the holy grail of hip hop for them, but almost. Like, they take it and they do stuff I ain't never seen in the history of breakdancing. So I actually watched a little bit of that, and that was one of the first times. Like, I was actually really excited about it. Like, look where hip hop has come, right? From putting down cardboard in the park or on the street corner or the middle of the street to being in the Olympics, and you have the opportunity to win gold on the world stage for something that was born. That's real dope.
And it's something that they can never take
back. I understand why it's not coming back.
Oh, for sure.
But at the same time, I would like to see it, you know what I mean, again, but this time where you have like a committee that understands the culture. See, that's another thing about when stuff gets so corporate, it becomes out of touch because the powers that be don't have or don't understand the culture or the nuances in the culture. So it's for lack of a better term, there's no black faces in the room to help them understand, you know what I mean, what's going on and how it should work. So ultimately, I would love to see it come back, maybe not in the Olympics, but actually like on the world stage, maybe in the world championships or something like that, or a league is created strictly for that. Because some of the things that I've seen from some of the Asian countries and from America are extremely innovative. And I'm sure a lot of hip hop will have breaking in the videos again coming soon, because I just believe that's how impactful it was this year.
I don't know about that. I think that might be a bit of a reach, but
remember I said it.
Okay, we'll see. But I was watching a 3-on-3 basketball, and that was interesting because it was almost like soccer where it wasn't stopping. When they shot the ball and somebody scored, they was going right back to the line, checking the ball in, and it was just going straight from the last spot to stop. And I was like, damn. I mean, just playing ball at this age at all is kind of tiring. Playing like that shit look crazy. But Ron, I'm glad you are here to join us because I wanted to know your opinions on this video. I specifically held this video until you came back. Producer, could you go back to our video with the young man on the plane?
The nap that forced a 737 to make an emergency landing.
Back in the cargo, I was exhausted, so I dozed off.
He says he woke when a bag fell on his head.
Pitch black. All I could hear was the engines going. Felt like the plane was like ascending, like going up. And in my mind, I was just like, this is not happening. I thought it was a joke.
He grabbed his cell phone and tried the company, but they thought he was a prank caller. So he called 911.
911. Hello, I'm trapped in this plane.
But the call cut out.
Oh, please.
So he started banging away at the ceiling, so loud you could hear it inside the cabin above him. Willis says he thought he might die in there.
The last thing I text was, I love you, to my mom. So I thought I was going to die.
You really did?
Yeah.
But how exactly did he fall asleep in the first place? Willa is still more than a little vague about that.
I mean, when I first started the job, we took naps.
A week later, he's still employed, but expects that might soon change. And he says he's learned a lesson.
Don't doze off on planes, even though the job was hard, you know, stressful. Learn from my mistake.
Yo, now Ron, I would never ask you if you went to sleep on a plane, but have you ever watched like any of your coworkers do this?
I'm very familiar with what may or may not have happened to him. Not that I have partaken in anything like that, but that is 1,000% on him, and it is his fault. And also the fault of the people that he was working with. You typically are assigned. There's 4 people on a flight, so and actually part of the checklist is to check the bin. And see, make sure that there's nobody in there, that you don't need nothing in there, make sure it's secure, make sure everything's locked up. So there's somebody didn't do their job. If somebody is gonna get fired, he's definitely gonna get fired though, because he broke policy. You're not supposed to be sleeping in the bins.
I mean, I know it's a brotherhood, Ron, and you don't want to say it. That nigga was high. He was high out of his fucking mind. That's why he nodded off.
That had nothing to do with that. In this industry, people are typically on like 16-hour shifts, so it's perfectly understandable for him to be tired. But there are other ways or places to recover.
Yeah, go to the bathroom, take your little 5-minute.
Yeah, but definitely not in the event. Even if you were to do that, you typically do it where someone can see you. You know what I mean? But someone didn't do. I ain't gonna hold everybody in that flight is probably gonna get fired.
Damn.
Depending on the company, depending on how big the company is, everybody in that flight is gonna get fired. What's up? And because of him, I'm probably gonna have some new islanders to do. Punk bitch.
Well, I mean, Stay alert, stay alive. That's what they used to say in the army.
Yeah, it's literally He, if I was him, I wouldn't have did none of those interviews because he just made it worse on himself. Because
Yeah, that's a good one.
people that
Because you
actually work,
admit to it.
yeah, you like, I do, like what?
I
He
mean, you
could have
could have
said they
said you
locked
got
in.
trapped.
Yeah, he could. I just turned around. I was locked in there. I was banging on it. He could have said that. I immediately started banging on the door and nobody just opened it. And that'd have been that. It ain't no was you sleep test. Like, ain't no way to check that.
But, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, you know how I like to end. If it bleeds, it leads. Producer, let's get into my funny video of the week.
Ranch with my buddy, and we're gonna see if we can go around the little spinny things that the horses use, and let's see if we can make it. All right, come on, bro. Go, Jacob, Jacob. Come on, Jacob. Come on. Get it. Come on, you got this. Whew, come on. Come on, baby. You're so close. Come on. Yes! Damn!
Damn, Jacob.
Oh, poor Jacob.
Yo, that remind me of like so many. I had so many flashbacks from my childhood, like just dumb shit that I did, having fun, and then you get hurt, and you like, and your friends like we know we ain't supposed to be doing this, like jumping off of somebody's dilapidated garage, and my one friend, I was glad I wasn't there that day, but breaking his ankle, and I'm just like, yeah. Shout out to White Nikki. She gave my daughter a reminder today that you never know when one of my friends will see you. Now she spotted my daughter spotted her before she spotted my daughter, but I tell kids all the time, I introduce you to my friends. So in the event that you outside and think you're gonna be acting up, you got eyes on you and don't even know it. But with that being said, let's jump into that. If it bleeds, it leads. I mean, Leon suck. My bad. Now, I'm going to ask my wine cooler topic, get the room's opinion, then play the video, and then we'll bring Auntie Sugar in if she still is willing to come into the fire pit. So, fellas, I'm going to ask this. In your experience, well, no, I'll give the backstory. So my brother-in-law came to DC this weekend, and we had a fucking time. Him and all his friends that are there in DC. I think him and his friends came up with a very fire concept. When they were in college and they were all like at the point that they were starting to get into their careers, they made a pact that they will all live in the same cities. They picked Atlanta, DC, Orlando. And what they do is once a year, well, no, I'm going to say 3 times a year, they take turns going back and forth to each other's cities. And I mean, they got friends, they got houses in these places. I mean, it's always, even if everybody that's in the town don't come out, it's enough of them in every city that they just have like a good ass time 3 times a year, basically. So we're out in DC. They get a section. We in a section. We having fun. This young lady walks up to me. She's we're laughing, joking. I'm campaigning for president, and we get to a certain part of the conversation, and she asks for my phone number, and I was like, "You said you're 27. You're a little too young for me." And she was like, "Well, how old are you?" I said, "I'm 37." She was like, That ain't too old." I said, "Respectfully, I think you're a little too young for me." She became a little bit more aggressive. "I'm not too young. Like, I live on my own. I got my stuff." And I'm like, "That's cool. That's good. I'm just saying you're too young for me personally." And she kept pushing until I took her phone number. Have you ever been in a place that you had to reject a woman and she wasn't like allowing you to reject her? She got aggressive?
Honestly, I typically, even if I'm not interested, because it's normally in a setting where I don't feel like the situation getting out of control, I take the number, and if I'm not going to use it, I just don't use it. If I got your number and you don't got mine, I really don't have nothing to worry about. So I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it, I got you." I put it in my phone and everything, and it'll just be in my phone. It'll never get used. Nothing outgoing. Nothing. It's just there. That's how I
I
avoid it.
feel you on that. I feel you on that. But I thought it was fun. It was interesting because I've never been in a space where, I mean, no means no. I've never been aggressive past the point that a young lady said no. But I found it interesting that she wasn't good with no. And I mean, she was attractive, but mindset wise, you 27.
Some women never heard the word no.
Looking to go back down that path with somebody under 30 again.
Some people never heard the word no. Like someone like that's also part
I
of
could
it.
tell by the way she looked that she's not used to being rejected by men. Cause she
Right.
was like, she kind of like stepped back, like, no, for real. And I'm like, yeah, for real. Like, you're just a little too young for me. I'm sure there's somebody. Wait, I did hear her with the. I mean, you're an attractive young lady. I'm sure there's someone out there for you, but it's just not me. I think that just added fuel to the fire because she was like, but no, I'll take my. And I was just like, you know what? She's not going to stop. Let me just take her number. And I was kind of in shock because I mean I've had like subtle stuff where I just acted like kind of shy if I wasn't attracted to the lady that was talking to me or whatever. But I've never had it where I had to like turn down like a firm turn down. Usually they kind of get the hint. If you don't ask for it, they usually not asking you for it. But this is like the second time I had to turn somebody down for that reason. But Shorty came off aggressive. Now, producer, let's jump into that video.
You got it, boss.
Now, gentlemen, my question to you, what was your thoughts when you saw that video?
Women are different nowadays. I had mixed feelings about it because I'm more of a traditional guy. You know, I rather propose to the woman. But I think women are in a different mental space nowadays. And for them, I feel like now, hopefully some women come on here and correct me if I'm wrong. I know Auntie Sugar wanted to come up, but you know, everybody's welcome. But I just think nowadays women aren't going to wait for a man to make that move because they feel like, you know, one, they take too long. Two, I feel like some women in some instances have control issues. And then lastly, I just believe at the end of the day, with what I've been seeing with these new men and women, is like the roles are kind of reversing a little bit. I'm gonna say this: I don't see that in our age group, right? Or at least my age group. Y'all maybe a generation younger than me, but in my age group, I don't see a lot of that. I think that's more or less for the younger generation. I feel like the younger generation, those guys, even though a lot of them are shooters, a lot of them don't have any, I would say, chivalry in them. I think a lot of young men like to be more or less catered to, like a woman traditionally supposed to be. And I think a lot of women are a lot masculine now, and the roles are kind of reversing. I don't see that in my age group amongst my peers, but I see that in a lot in the younger men and women. And for me, I always look at it like this. I'll say what I always say on my show, my podcast: to each his own. Like every relationship doesn't look the same. It's not meant to be the same. I feel like they're all snowflakes and they're all different for a reason. You need to approach it like that. What works for some may not work for others. You got to make your relationship your own. All I ask is that you be accountable, responsible, and consistently working on helping each other become better versions of, you know, themselves.
Now, I have a curveball for you because I know you don't know the backstory, but I want to wait to hear Auntie Sugar out first. Ron, what did you think when you saw it?
I was so two things. I was extremely disturbed from the rip because again, much like Shannon, I don't think it's not a woman's place to be proposing to a man at all. Like that's really ours. Like we own that. That belongs to us. But I also feel like because I don't know the backstory, but I also feel like I think behind closed doors, he probably flipped out on her. But I think he didn't want to like embarrass her. That's why he kind of like went along with it and started doing like the dancing and shit. But yeah, traditional to the core. I don't think a woman should be. If a woman got to propose to a man, that tells in my opinion, that tells you all you need to know about their relationship. Um, just
Okay, but before we go further, producer, I want to ask the people what they got to say about it. So Ryan, you not letting her get down on bended knee for you? Or just not that way?
She get on her knees, but
Auntie Sugar went to go get the Uber.
She went to get her drink right. She
Now what did I miss?
She mean business tonight.
Okay, we got Auntie Sugar on camera because usually she don't come on the camera.
Right.
Hi.
She feeling herself like she lost her lighter. I love it.
So Auntie Sugar, the first wine cooler topic that I had is I told a story about how I was out this weekend and a young lady came up. We were sitting around, we were talking. She comes over, she starts talking to us, and in the midst of the conversation, she asked for my phone number, and I told the young lady no because she was a little too young for me. So she was like, "I'm 27." I was like, "Yeah, but you're just a little too young for me. I'm 37. I don't think I should be dating you." And she took offense to it, and she got very, very upset and made enough of a fuss that I just took the phone number. My question to you is, as a woman, how do you handle rejection? I feel like it's a lot more prevalent for men, but I thought it was interesting because this young woman was very upset. And I think it may be a case of not being used to being told no, like Ryan kind of pointed out. But I want to know, you as a woman, how do you handle rejection?
Okay, I want to get up close and personal for this one.
Okay.
All things in fairness and truth and honesty. Ladies, we're not used to being rejected. We're just not used to it. We cringe at the thought of being rejected. We're used to doing a rejection. We're used to men approaching us, especially because we're from Philly, and we're like, ew, get out of here, dickhead, whatever. It's just not. We're not the ones that pursue. We're used to getting pursued. However, with this new day and age, a lot of the women are doing pursuing. A lot of the women are asking men out on dates. A lot of the women are pursuing the men. We have less men pursuing us. Men know that they're outnumbered. And because
Thank God.
I heard that. and because and because they know that they're outnumbered, they know that they have options. And that's okay, right? You can say that maybe the universe is evening itself out, or maybe God has given men a fair chance. Whatever you want to explain it as, however you want to explain it as, it is what it is. Men are now at the okay, I'm going to say this and be fair and be honest, as always. Men now have options. And
they always say that.
Turn you down, and you need to deal with it. Okay, but what we don't need to do is be aggressive when we get turned down. Okay, we don't need to be the crying, the whiny, the snowflake, abusive. We need to take it on the chin the same way they take it on the chin, the same way we expect them to handle rejection, right? It's okay, right? You're not always going to be somebody's cup of tea, but you might be somebody's glass of wine or somebody's glass of bourbon or somebody's can of beer.
Yeah, because the young lady was definitely attractive, and she was just out of my age range. And I was talking to somebody, and they were like, "Hey, I mean, she's only 10 years younger than you," and I was like, "And she's only 10 years older than my daughter. That's kind of close."
And you have that right. I know a lot of people like to use the word preference, right? I will say this. There's always a stigma, right? When older men date younger women, it's always been seen as appropriate. But not all older men subscribe to that, especially men with daughters. They see that as inappropriate because they know if an older man were to date one of their younger daughters, how they would approach the situation.
Yeah.
You know, as an older gentleman, what a younger woman's mindset is because you're raising a younger daughter.
Right.
So if an older man were to approach your younger daughter, you know how you would react to that. And so therefore you wouldn't appreciate it. So you know you don't want to do that. However, older women now are being approached by younger men. And I can say that as a fact, I get approached by younger men all the time.
Yeah, I was dating a 49-year-old at 35 about 2 years ago.
How was that for you?
It was fine until she ghosted me.
Okay.
Damn.
I mean, 49, she might, never mind.
Okay.
You said
Ryan,
49.
you out of pocket, bro. You out of pocket, bro.
I didn't even
You
say
out of
anything.
pocket, bro.
Right.
But it was wild because her kids were not that much younger than me.
Oof. And you were okay with that?
Like legit, she had a Sunday dinner, and I had came over before I was on my way back.
And the kids were there?
Virginia, and her kids were there, and I was like busting it up with her oldest daughter, and I think her oldest daughter might have been about 35. Her oldest son was like 28, and we was sitting there talking about some show on Netflix, and I was chilling. It didn't bother me. I mean, I don't know if that could have bothered her. I wasn't attracted to her daughter because, once again, her daughter was 25. I was 35. We had different playing fields. But, yeah, I dated a 49-year-old. But, Auntie Sugar, so also, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to see the video that I played?
No.
Okay. You know what? I'll just explain it. Well, no, producer, play the video one more time, please. Now, Auntie Sugar, my question is, would you ever give a man a wedding? I mean, would you ever propose to a man?
Well, it looked to me as if she gave him like an additional engagement ring. Like he already gave her one, so she just gave him one, which is tradition, right? So after you've been proposed to, you give your husband a wedding band, or not necessarily an engagement ring, but you definitely give your husband a wedding band.
Gentlemen,
I've never
she
proposed to a
actually...
man. I've never thought about proposing to a man.
That's because you ain't... We haven't met each other on that level yet, Auntie Sugar. I would definitely have you ready to propose to me in a very short span of time because I just have that impact on people.
You are.
But gentlemen, she actually hit it right on the head. It wasn't actually an engagement ring. He had proposed to her on Sunday, and she said yes. So they were just out chilling, and she gave him, I mean, essentially a wedding band. I wouldn't necessarily call it an engagement ring because they were already proposed. That's why the video said fiance gave him an engagement ring. I guess it's a weird terminology, but he had already proposed to her and said yes. And it was funny because it was kind of a sloppy proposal. You could tell he was nervous as hell, but yeah, how would you now hearing that part of the story, how do you feel about that?
I think it's a little premature, man. Like I thought traditionally, once you propose to a woman, y'all engage, she wears that engagement ring, and then at the ceremony, the gentleman gets his wedding
Yep.
band. I'm not wearing a wedding band until I, say the I do's at the ceremony. So to me, it felt a little premature. But again, to each his own. Like these modern men and women are very different nowadays, and they're playing by their own rules, and I respect it. But Kezia said, "I would never propose to a man ever. I'm a traditional woman, and I think that it's out of order. It's he who finds a wife, not she that finds a husband."
I mean, whoa. Glad I stopped myself. She that finds me is she that shall be blessed. So
I understand what they're saying, right? They're trying to quote the Bible when it says that he that finds a wife findeth a good thing, right? I get it, but you got to follow through with the entire scripture. You can't just use one part of it to prove your point. You have to understand that a marriage is two people that have decided to come together and build a life together and build a family, right? And that family that they build about shared values, right? And those shared values are what is going to build the strength in the relationship.
Take your time, Pastor.
All I'm saying is that for good or for bad, either way, I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun.
It was a nice
so with that being said, Auntie Sugar, would you propose to a man?
Well, I never thought about it.
She ain't got it in her.
I probably not, because and it's just because. Listen, I hate to say this and make it sound like I'm stuck in my ways, but I was raised by my father, and so I don't think my father would approve of that. I just don't think he would.
So would you ever shoot your shot with a man?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I would shoot my shot. Yes.
Oh, she said that confident. She was struggling with that with that proposal, but she said that confident.
Oh, I would definitely. And you know what? And if I got shot down, it's understandable. I'm not everybody's cup of tea or a glass of whiskey or a shot of bourbon or old fashioned. It just is what it is. Or a can of beer. I get it.
Well, Auntie Sugar, you definitely man, the ones that I think gonna really take you out, you never hear for. Like I felt like you was gonna casually walk through this one because it wasn't that complex, but I had a couple that I really it depends on the woman.
Nicole said, "Men, would y'all accept a proposal from a woman?"
It depends, but I firmly believe that if a proposal is turned down, that relationship is over.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I don't think you can move past that.
Yeah, no. Don't go forward with that.
See, I feel like if a woman is compelled to propose, she's in a mindset that it's taking too long for him to do it. In my personal opinion, I personally, when you know, so ultimately, I think I would probably beat her to the punch before she ever had the opportunity to do that or feel like she needed to do that. But if it happened and I was caught off guard, of course, the right woman, absolutely, I'd say yes. But at the same time, I wouldn't be comfortable without making my own proposal. So I would at some point have to make my own proposal.
Yeah, I got a young lady right now. I want her to propose to me.
I would say that as a
Young,
woman,
you just said you don't do young women, man.
I mean, she's in her 30s. I call all women
Okay.
young. I
I
call
would
all
say
women
that
young
as
women.
a young woman, no, I'm not a young woman, but I would say that as a woman, men know. Men definitely know. They know what they want and they know what they don't want. And so it does not take them long. And if women, if you pay attention, if you let the man speak, if you listen to him, it does not take a man long. He will give you signs, he will give you clues, and if you ask him, he will tell you outright.
Yeah.
So
Imagine
just
a woman
listen.
listening to
So
any.
it's all that's to me. I think that's a completely true statement. However, a lot of times, what I've found in my experiences, and then watching my counterparts and peers maneuver through this world, sometimes it's just bad timing. Like again, I watched a friend of mine. He felt like he found the woman, but he had just got fired from his job, right? His income wasn't the same, and he was struggling. And when you look at what women want and what you feel like they need, and then your mentality as a man who feels like he needs to be a provider, a protector, and to take care of a woman, if you're not in a position to do that, you kind of don't want to jump into something like that because that could set a bad precedence early on in a relationship. So at the end of the day, like, it's a fine line. Each situation is very unique unto itself. I'll say that until the end of
Yeah.
time. But it has to be said that timing is everything.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think you should jump into a situation and not be and be incomplete in some kind of way. Like if you feel like you're not in the best position to, like, financially, emotionally, physically, even if you don't feel like you're in your best shape, I don't think that you should jump into something because those psychological things will have an impact on your relationship with somebody.
Absolutely.
Like dealing with somebody that doesn't feel like they are where they want to be in life. And not even just like a subtle thing where I could just change it. Like they really just feel like they don't want to be where they're at in life. That's not going to be a healthy relationship because those things, your unhappiness is going to come out in unhealthy ways.
And at the end of the day, men need to feel like men. And
Yeah.
I understand it. If y'all already together and he hit a hard time and you hold the situation down, that's different. But to initiate something with somebody you feel like you really like, knowing you aren't at your best and you can't give them what they need, especially for men and women who are good at communicating, like that's going to be it's going to be a huge problem. And I think it's just best that you kind of make sure you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally, spiritually, and financially to be able to have that woman in your life. Because you can look at some women and tell, not that they're gold diggers or they're after your money, but some women present a certain kind of way. And your pocket's got to be right. And that's despite her never asking you for anything.
Yeah.
But at any given moment, as a man, you want to be able to say, here's a gift. Let's go out and do this. Babe, get dressed. I made reservations, or I just was on my way home. I thought about you. I bought this. Like those are the sort of things men want to do for their women. And when you're not in a position to do that, you kind of feel like shit. I'm just going to be honest. And that's just bad timing. And I've personally had that experience before. So ultimately, like I said, timing is everything because men really do know what they want. But even if they want it, if they not in position, at least I feel like real men, if they not in a position to carry it like real men, they not going to put themselves in a position to, one, have any regrets and let themselves down, but two, let that person down who they might care about at the end of the day.
Okay.
I think it's also important to like show up as your true self. Like I think that's a mistake a lot of men, young and old, make. They show up, they meet girls, and from the rip, they doing all this like luxurious stuff, doing things that's like way out of their pocket range. If you showing up as your true self, like when I meet women, I'm busy. I work a lot of hours. I got kids. Like I present myself the same way I am with y'all. That way, it's not a shocker if I gotta cancel something, like whatever. I'm my true self. I don't pretend to not be busy. I don't pretend to always have a babysitter. I don't pretend to always have millions of dollars. And I think a lot of men, a lot of people, period, show up in relationships as I forgot what they call
A
it, but like it's
representative
basically
of themselves.
misrepresentation of themselves. Women do it too. You first meet them, first time you go to their house is always clean, first couple times, and then she spend the night, a couple nights, and then you notice that this motherfucker keep leaving food by the bed, and it's like, wait a minute, like what, you know what I'm saying? Like when once people get comfortable and settle, they become exactly who they are, which is I think why a lot of relationships fail. I mean, we're probably going like way off track, but yeah, you got to just show up as your true self.
Alrighty, everybody, let's start with Auntie Sugar. One last comment on the topics at hand before we jump in the spotlight.
Well, I would say I definitely would not propose to a man. That's just definitely not in my wheelhouse. However, ladies, if you're one of these new age women and that's what you guys are doing, be prepared for rejection. You know, you're not always going to be somebody's cup of tea, but learn how to handle it with grace. You know, and learn how to handle yourself with some type of decency and decorum. You know, have some respect about yourself if you are rejected, and that's okay, and move on. You know, if you're going to put yourself out there, be willing to accept the rejection. Yep.
Oh, that was so sweet. Ryan, what about you?
Yeah, I would just say, I don't know. Again, I'm traditional. I've never seen a woman propose to a man in my family. I don't teach my daughters that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no situation that calls for it. I don't want nobody proposing to me. And yeah, I'm traditional. That's all I really got to say.
Okay, Big Exclusive. How about yourself?
I'm going, you know, kind of make it feel repetitive, but at the end of the day, we got to take ownership of our actions and make sure we holding ourselves accountable and we're responsible for our actions. Stop treating relationships like they're this thing or these goals on social media that you want to be like, because that's 0.00001 snapshot of somebody's life. You're not in the position to watch them 24/7, 365, or else we'd all be horrified at these so-called relationship goals that we see on the internet. Be true to yourself, be true to your partner, and make sure you're doing the work so that you come into a situation healed enough or in the process of healing that you're able to help each other get rid of that baggage that y'all bringing into the relationship. Because regardless of how healed you think you is, until you run into one of those triggers, you don't know how healed you are. But the right partner will help you heal. You'll help each other, you know, continuously heal and walk that path together and make the decision to pour into somebody and stop being so selfish.
Close in on me, producer. Ladies, I'm gonna tell you, if you're out there and you're looking for a man to propose to and you got your stuff together, because as you see from the beginning, I told you I don't have a problem rejecting you. If you're looking for a man that's not going to take care of you and that's looking to be taken care of, and you feel propelled to drop on one knee for me, I'm a size, I think I'm about a 10 and a half size ring. And I'm running for president. Who else is going to give you the opportunity to lay up in the White House?
Oh, God.
So if you out there, you looking to put a ring on me, holla at me. My inbox is open. All right. Producer, let's jump into that spotlight. All right, Auntie Sugar, I appreciate you being here with us this week. I seen that you are definitely back in the mix with the show. Let the people know where they can check you out.
Yes, I am so glad to be back. I am back live every Wednesday. That's a Wednesday. Okay, like West Philly, where I'm from. West Philly, West Side,
Shout out
Southwest.
to the West Side. That's the best side.
Yes, West Philly. That's where I'm from. Okay, with the West Philly High School. Okay, I'm back every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. I am live streaming here on YouTube. Auntie Sugar, AUNTEESHUGAH. I am live on TikTok right after for the after show. So you can find me there. I'm also live on Instagram, AUNTEESAH. You can drop me an email at auntie sugar@gmail.com. And you can find me on Facebook live all at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, live streaming. Our topic last week was Sam, S.A.M. Sassy ass men. We discussed some sassy ass men behaviors. This week, stay tuned, figure out. I got some new flyers coming out. So check me out
I
this
better not end up
Wednesday,
on Sassy
live
Ass
streaming.
Part 2.
What you say?
I better not end up on Sassy Ass Men Behavior Part 2.
No.
All right, but Auntie Sugar, it was a pleasure having you here tonight. Thank you for checking in with us.
Thank you, BN Network. Thank you so much, Big Exclusive. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, Mr. President.
All righty.
Always good to see you, Ron. Thank you.
Likewise, good to see you.
Good night.
All right, I've been waiting to say that the whole time she was up there. You're jingling, baby. Go ahead. Woo. So anyway, Ron, do you have any? Well, let the good people know you taking a bit of a hiatus. Give the people a quick idea of what's going to be going on in the future with a safe space for men.
Yeah, I'm on a break right now. I'm on hiatus, vacation, whatever you want to call it. I'm going dark. I'm working on some stuff on the side, and I want to get my life in order. Not like, well, no, my life's not in order. I just don't want to record.
You said that like you on drugs.
Whoa, first of all, no. First of all, I'm too fat to be on drugs.
Okay.
But yeah, no, just taking some time off, a little break, and I'll be back the second week of October. I think it was I got marked on my calendar. Second week of October, second Wednesday. It's like October 12th or something like that. Yeah, I'll be back with all my shows.
All right, good brother. Now, Big Exclusive.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know what you serving up this weekend.
So look, this weekend, me and the Angry OG back at it. We got that pineapple peach lemonade. We got that salmon fried rice, them Hennessy barbecue wings, and we got strawberry banana pudding this week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday night starting at 5, 6 o'clock. You can get them orders in early. Take a screenshot now. If you're listening to the audio, we do it every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's the Flavor Fusion. You can text only 267-631-1078. One more time, 267-631-1078. Put your order in. There is a delivery fee, but you can always come pick it up for free. Everything tasty as hell. I've been dying for Aunt and Ryan to stop by and grab some grub.
Listen, I will be
in the city this weekend.
I will be in the city this weekend, and I'll be a lot more settled down than I was the last time I was home. So I'm gonna definitely try to make it a point to come past and grab the wings. Pause.
And with that being said, Ryan, I appreciate your season of a safe space for men this year. I watch you grow. I watch your audience grow. I watch your show mature. I got to say, I personally prefer you live. I feel like it's just a much better show when it's live, simply because you get to act and respond real time. You always got a quick one for them. And you starting out to where you are now is an incredible journey. I appreciate you. I appreciate you running for president and bringing so much more attention to the network. Money for president, because he's standing on business. And if you fuck with the Big Exclusive Network, you got to vote for King Ant Money this year. And then the last thing I want to say is I like the way the network is gelling together. I want to get some more ladies. Hopefully, Deandra and a couple of the ladies come through. But I'm enjoying this journey, man, and having you brothers on this network with me is a blessing. The Big Exclusive Network, the Big Exclusive Podcast is certainly coming back before the month is out. Tommy then found a job, so kind of threw me a curveball. But at the same time, man, I feel blessed, and I appreciate the people who've been helping me out with the network. Tiff, the El Presidente, not here, but shout out to Tiff. Shout out to the Angry OG, Ryan, and Luke, everybody else associated with the network. If I didn't mention name, don't charge it to my heart. You can charge it to my brain. I'm forgetful. Salute to everybody listening. New listener, Miss Bishop. Dope to have you on. New listener, Nicole. Dope to have you on. I'd love to see new people on. Continue to share. The best way to help the network is just share. Tell your peoples about it. Tell your friends about it. Even if they don't listen this week, maybe they'll remember and tune in next week, and then maybe they tell a friend. That's how we organically grow, get this thing big. And y'all can always say when Ant and Ryan blow up, yo, I knew them when they was on the Lord Network, the big exclusive network. But thanks for always allowing me a space to come in, man.
Not a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I appreciate you coming through. Remember, Ant Money for President, standing on business, 2024, making America better than it's ever been. And like I said, I'm going to start ending the show like this. Live every day like it's your last, but make sure you are preparing for tomorrow. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. And as always, peace and blessings. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.